Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the beautiful campus of Salem High School here in Salem, New Hampshire for this Division I basketball matchup between the host Salem Blue Devils and the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. Cardinals come into tonight with a 9-0 record, while the Lady Blue Devils have yet to find the winner's column. This is the second game in the series. They played earlier in the week. That first game between the two teams was an 86-26 Cardinal victory. As we come in here tonight, the schedule down the road still changing, still taking shape, as there will be 3 games next week for the Lady Cardinals. Some more snow expected in the coming days, so that could change the schedule just a bit. This is a beautiful campus here. As we spoke earlier, talked to Scott Nsinga, the athletic director here at Salem High School, earlier this evening, and he was gracious enough to give us a tour around the facility. Brand new weight room, new gyms, just an outstanding high school. A Salem team, as we mentioned earlier, that is winless up to this point, but not for lack of effort. A good team here put on the floor by Coach Ricky Oliver. Coach Oliver, as we mentioned earlier in the week, is a former Nashua North Titan head girls basketball coach, but actually got his start as a Bishop Guertin Cardinal, coaching junior varsity basketball there for 3 years. We'll be live streaming the game for you here. Hello to all of the Bishop Guertin fans that are watching from around the state. And hello to all of you other folks who might just be joining to watch the broadcast. We are the highlight guy. Our executive producer is Steve Cody. He'll be flying solo tonight as Deb has the evening off. And we'll be calling the action for you here live from Salem High School. Guertin set to take the opening possession. Murray gets the ball into Paquette, and she'll start things up. She loses her dribble. Finds Megan Stack, who dishes quickly underneath to Wheeler. She couldn't get it in. Back the other way come the Blue Devils, Charlotte Hinchy, and she'll have to have a good game tonight if Salem wants to stay in this one. Hinchy now, top of the key, looking for help, loses her dribble, gets the ball over to Dominguez. Dominguez behind the back, finds Emerson. Emerson will try to penetrate onto the baseline, and a good block there as Moniz went up. Good defense by the Cardinals. Back the other way comes Guertin. Paquette now finds McDonald. McDonald trying to get the offense to move. Feet are stagnant in the early going. Good ball movement in the triangle. Boom, knocked down from the outside. Paquette has the game's first points with a 3-bagger. Guertin will start out in their 2-3 half-court press here. They'll pick up Emerson. She's not shy. She'll fire and tie things up. Sydney Emerson, the Merrimack-bound softball player, evens this thing up. 6:50 to go here in the first quarter. 4 quarters of 8-minute basketball. In the paint goes Stack. She couldn't get it to go, but luckily for the Cardinals, Murray was there. She gets it back out to Paquette. Skipping around to McDonald, back to Paquette. She thought about it. Ball has not hit the floor except for that lone bounce pass. Stack trying to hit Wheeler on the cut, and it just went out of bounds. Salem High School now. Dominguez bringing the ball up, takes a couple of dribbles, finds Hinchy. Hinchy going to get called for steps, and she knew it. So the first turnover of the game here, and that's something we'll have to watch closely, as turnovers seems to do in their opponents. A quick underneath pass there, and a great look by Paquette. You won't see that in the box score, but Paquette finding Wheeler underneath, and she'll go to the line for a pair. And that ball not hitting the floor very often here. You could hear a pin drop in this gym as Wheeler hits the first of 2. Knocks down the second pretty shot. 5-3 now Cardinals. And that one goes off of Lacos's leg. Hinchy tried to get into that passing lane. She couldn't. McDonald goes in for it, follows her own shot, comes away with the offensive board. McDonald, nice bounce pass in there. Double teamed, but it doesn't matter. Stack gets it to go. 7-3 now. Dominguez looking to get a pick. She thought she was going to get one, lost her dribble. And a good call by Coach Oliver. He knew they were in dangerous territory. He quickly calls a 20-second timeout, or a 30-second timeout rather, my apologies. 7-3 early going here from the gym at Salem High School. Next week, BG will face Pinkerton a couple of times. And there's a Monday game that was supposed to be on Tuesday that got moved due to the pending snow that should be coming our way. This is New England after all. So we'll see what adjustments Coach Oliver made with his Salem team as they try to get the ball over half court. And they can start their offense. Emerson now finds Hinchy, and she goes to the hole. Nice delay step there, up and in for Hinchy. 7-5 now, Cardinals with the lead. McDonald, the right baseline. Dangerous pass there. Quick hands, Paquette. She'll shoot from the outside and nail her second three-pointer of the game. And you can't wait for it, you gotta go get it. That's gonna be a backcourt there, as unfortunately for Laco, she lost it in the front court, into the backcourt. So that'll be the third turnover here in the early going. Bounce pass into Stack, and she was looking for Wheeler underneath. It goes off of Wheeler. So they're trying to establish that inside game with Stack and Wheeler. BG coming out with a different look on their press to start the game. They usually save that 2-3 press for later on. McDonald now with the quick hand, steps into the passing lane, heads back the other way. Wheeler fires one underneath to Murray. She goes up and is met there. Four hands from Moniz, and it looked like also Emerson was down there. Guertin will retain possession. McDonald, they do not extend the defense out. Can't get it to go. And Salem comes back the other way. Numbers are even, they'll pull it back. Lacos now has the ball stolen, back the other way. Comes Murray. Murray finds McDonald and kisses it in off the glass. And that's how McDonald makes her hay. She runs, and another steal there by Stack, and a great save as Murray comes back the other way. Power drive, can't get it to go. Hinchy now. And they're gonna call a foul here on Guertin, I believe. And that call going to go against Paquette. That is her first. As getting her first action in the game here is Sarah Wall. She'll give Lacos a break. Wall trying to find Dominguez, gets it to her. Dominguez one playing one as Paquette presses the issue. Crossover dribble there by Dominguez. Good help by Stack as she popped out to allow her to get her feet back. Ball is on the floor. And a compromising position there for Dominguez's arm. Jump ball is called. Possession will stay with Salem. Paquette will check out, and Maisie Barker, the 5'3" sophomore point guard, will check in, get her first action of the evening. As we are well aware, a lot of sophomores on this Bishop Guertin team, as that ball nearly stolen. Moniz finds a streaking Hinchy. She goes up and she's fouled. Looked like that was Caitlin Wheeler's first foul. As we mentioned, Hinchy needs to get involved early tonight. And she back irons the first one. She'll get two. And misses a pair. Good box out there underneath by Wheeler and Stack. As Stack goes coast to coast, pretty to the left hand in the paint. gets her second bucket of the evening. That ball gets almost stolen, and Emerson, the beneficiary of a loose ball, comes away with it, has her 5th point. Steal there by Hinchy. Gets it back over to Moniz. Moniz now finds Emerson. She'll drive baseline. Ball will get knocked out of bounds, but they're going to call Stack on the foul. And we know, Coach Craig, you get 2 quick fouls, you're on the bench. So Cardinals have to be cognizant of that fact as Barker tries to pick Dominguez's pocket. Dominguez goes baseline, can't get it to go. Ball stolen there by Hinchy. She goes up. Dominguez for the offensive board. That goes off Guertin's foot. And it's going to be Salem ball. So we mentioned in the first game how dominant Bishop Guertin was on the glass. Salem must have gotten the memo and said, we're going to be dominant on the glass tonight. We're going to do some work on the boards. 14-7 here, 3:30 to go in the first quarter. And a full timeout has been called. 3 team fouls in the early going here for Bishop Guertin. Just 1 for Salem. We noted the early game against Bedford that is what put Bishop Guertin in a hole early there, was having foul trouble. So they will have to be careful. This is a Salem team that's playing at home and is seemingly a little more aggressive than they were in that first game. They're going to hang around for a while tonight. And if there's anything we know about head coach Ricky Oliver, it's that he's going to demand that his kids work to their ultimate potential. Clearly wants his kids to have fun, but also playing in competitive games is fun too. So we're ready now with the inbounds pass from Emerson. We'll see what kind of a play the Blue Devils have dialed in to get it in bounds. They find Wall, who gets it back to Emerson. Emerson crossover dribble, guarded there closely by McDonald. That's the matchup of the evening. That ball goes off McDonald's hands. And getting her first action of the evening, number 34, is Maddie Bowen. She'll give Wheeler a break. Hinchy will take it out of bounds and look for help. She finds Dominguez. They'll get a pick on ball. Emerson's rolling to the basket, but Dominguez couldn't find her. That is not a backcourt because it was tipped. Good pick on ball there. Dominguez drives baseline, was hoping someone would be rolling behind her. There was nobody there. Fortunately for Salem, they keep possession, and Hinchy battling underneath. And even though that possession will not go that way, Salem doing some work on the boards tonight. Salem will fall back into their 2-3 defense. We'll look to see how far they extend out. A lot of times that leaves the foul line open, and they'll try and feed Stack. We'll see if they take advantage of that. They'll work around the perimeter. McDonald will fire from long range. She'll go in, can't get it to go. That ball goes off of Daly's hands, who's checked in for her first action. Stack will check out. Paquette back in now. And Lacos will come back in and give Emerson her first break of the evening. 14-7, 2:46 to play here in the first quarter. And the freshman point guard Olsen now trying to break the press. She does. Nice done by Salem. And a fire from the outside as Smith nails one. And a pretty series of passes and a good result for the Blue Devils there. Hinchy now extending the defense way outside on Barker, trying to go underneath, and a good rotation by Moniz. And a drive into the paint there, no whistle. Leather souffle, Hinchy says, not in my house. Back the other way comes Moniz. And she's gonna get called for too many steps. 14-9, but a different feel to this one in the early going. And if you're Coach Ricky Oliver, you have to be happy with the aggression that your team is playing with. They've put the last game behind them. And there it is, and a steal there by Olsen as they collapse down on Bowen. And another foul here on the Cardinals. And that one's going to be Barker's first. Emerson will come in for Moniz. We know one thing. We know that Coach Oliver needs Emerson on the floor. Olsen now, the freshman point guard, will get a pick. A nice bounce pass there to Lakos. Lakos, top of the key, dribbles to the right end. Oh, gets a pick from Hinchy, who gets shoulder tackled into the paint. And a good drive there by Emerson, goes out of bounds. Salem will keep possession. Great Mal Zafar. Molly Smith will get her first action of the evening here. She'll check in and give McDonald a break. Emerson now finds Wall. Wall gets it back to Emerson. Emerson, triple threat position. Dribbles with the left hand into the paint, and she's met there by Kate Daly, who blocks that shot. Bowen thought about it. Skip over to Paquette. They find Barker. One dribble gets it back to Paquette. She'll set things up, top of the key. Back over to Barker. Bounce pass to Bowen. Baseline, but standing there is Hinchy. Back the other way comes Lakos and the Blue Devils. Left-hand dribble. Daly extends the defense, moves her feet well, denying the pass lanes, and that was going to be a steal for Paquette, but a 5-second call now, so a turnover regardless. Cardinals will get possession. 14-9, 1:05 to play here in the first frame. Karina Pazanisi getting her first action on the game. As she checks in, so too does Aaliyah Dominguez. So Coach Oliver trying to keep his troops fresh here. Extending that defense to Bowen. She kicks it out, and Daly can't get it to go, but an offensive rebound there for Smith. She goes up and in. So those defensive rebounds extremely important as Dominguez finds herself on the baseline. She pops, and too much on that one. It's back the other way come the Cardinals. A deep pass there, couldn't get it to go. Standing underneath, ball is blocked. Bowen cleans up the mess. There were 3 Cardinals standing there waiting before the first Salem Blue Devil got back. Dominguez gets it to Hinchy, 23 seconds to go. And a three-pointer from the outside. And that was Ariana Lakos with her first bucket of the evening. Maisie Barker will throw the floater off the glass, no good. Another rebound for the Cardinals. And another. And a chance for a three-point play. She couldn't get it to go. But Kate Daly will go to the line for a pair of free throws. As good aggression there on the boards. 4.7 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 18-12 Cardinals. And a nice rotation there. Daly gets the first. We'll see if the Cardinals extend the full court pressure on this one or if they fall back to the half court. Makes the second. At the buzzer, and no, they had a shot there if Lakos had come up with that. So at the end of one quarter here from the campus of Salem High School, your score, the Bishop Guertin Cardinals 20, the Salem Blue Devils 12. So this will be a defining moment here for these Blue Devils as we enter the second quarter. These next 2 minutes are going to determine the flow of this game and how it's going to go. Your coach, Ricky Oliver, you have to be happy with what you're seeing right now. Your coach, Craig, you had a 20-point quarter, but there was some sloppy play. There was some reach-ins, some cheap fouls that you're probably addressing, and it seems like at the end of that first quarter, they were able to start battling on the boards again and start getting some of those rebounds that they were not getting in the early going. 20-12. And if you look at the last game these two teams played, Salem had 10 points at the end of the first quarter. So, as I said, the second quarter is the big telltale sign. They only scored 6 points in the second quarter in the last game. And that's where Guertin kind of took control. BG in the last game scored 23 points in the second quarter. So If Salem wants to hang around here, they're going to have to play a very tight second frame. Murray gets the ball into Paquette. They'll extend the defense out there. And I like the change that Coach Ricky Oliver, a different defensive look there in the early going. Extending that defense out. They're going to work that baseline. If you're going to extend out, you're going to have to help at the foul line, and that's going to open up the baseline. Stack misses the shot. That ball touches nothing. Salem keeps it. So the early game plan, Stack gets the ball and looks for Wheeler or Bowen on the baseline. Here comes Salem. Emerson, she'll let it fire. Back the other way comes Guertin. Paquette gets her ball deflected there. Back the other way comes Emerson. Emerson's going to get called for too many steps, and that's going to go the other way. Salem showing the ability to run a little bit here as Lacos got that outlet quickly to Emerson. Checking back in now is Moniz, and she will give Pazanisi a break. So the defense will rotate as Emerson will come up to the top of the key to help at the off-guard spot. McDonald skip pass to the other side of the floor, and a good, well-designed play as Molly Smith knocks it down. Back the other way comes Salem. Double team there. Lacos gets it back to Hinchy. Hinchy going back door, but there were two Cardinals there waiting for her. And a nice pass there from Olsen. Olsen finds Moniz. Coach Craig not liking this, and he knows what should have happened there and didn't. 22-14, 6:43 to play here in the first half. Salem High School sticking around here, doing a nice job in the early going. They've put that first game behind them. And again, Bishop Guertin with 4 team fouls. Salem only with 2, so we are nowhere near the bonus yet. Guertin will take the ball out. They'll go the full length of the floor as Paquette will get it into Murray, and they'll set things up. We'll watch that high post game as Smith now will probably try to find underneath the hoop Stack. We'll see if she does. They work around the perimeter. They find Stack. She'll skip it across the way. Paquette thought about it. Finds McDonald on the other side. Gets it back to Murray. Murray one dribble and fires and nails it. 3-pointer from Murray. And now the full court pressure comes. And Salem up to the challenge. They break it. Doesn't have the numbers, and a smart play there by the freshman. She pulls it out. Back iron for Laco. She couldn't get it to go. Offensive rebound. That ball's going to go off of Salem. So once again, Salem needs to capitalize on those offensive rebounds. They will not get that many second chance opportunities. Back the other way comes Guertin. McDonald now. They whip it around. They find the high post, and there's the backdoor cut. And a good block there by Moniz, and back the other way comes Olsen. The freshman dribbles to the baseline. That's going to go off a Guertin foot. So Olsen lucky there. She found herself in no man's land and was double teamed on the baseline, and for a Bishop Guertin foot, that ball's going the other way. Emerson gets it to Olsen. Olsen sets the offense up, foul line, and they're going to get called. I believe it's Paquette. She will get called for her second foul, as Wheeler will check back in, and so too will Barker. Emerson will take the ball out underneath the hoop. And that ball thrown just a little bit over the head of Jennifer Olsen, the 5'3" freshman. So another turnover. Salem comes away empty-handed on that possession. Bringing the ball up now is Murray. Murray will come top of the key, whipping around to Barker. Barker, one dribble, finds it back to Murray. Foul line, dish back out. And there it is underneath, and a nice bounce pass, two-person game there. Stack can't get it to go, was boxed out. And the one thing you don't want is you're underneath people dribbling the ball, trying to break the press. You're going to get it stolen. And a freebie there for the Cardinals. A 3-on-2 now, and a kick, and no call on the kick. And getting into the passing lane there was Hinchy. Ooh, she almost stepped on that baseline. Maybe a makeup call if ever there was one. Block shot there in the key, and Hinchy says no soup for you. Emerson will fire from range, and she'll knock down a three-pointer. She has 8 points here. 27-17, 10-point Guertin advantage. And they find the low post, that's triple team. Hinchy comes off of it, goes to the backside, gets the rebound. She gets tied up there. Lacos now will come. Crossover dribble there over half court. Lacos now loses her dribble, hands it off to Olsen. Her own player set a pick. Bounce pass to Hinchy, gets it back. Top of the key, Lacos. She'll dribble drive, kick it back out. Can't get it to go, got a good look there. That ball went out of bounds. Referee didn't call it. Back the other way comes the Cardinals. And a nice Euro step there, and there to clean it up was Wheeler. Lacos gets it over half court, and a great job of the press break, and all alone, and a nice look there was Emerson. 29-19. Clock is still running for some reason. There we go. 29-19, 3:30 to go here in the first half from Salem High School. Cardinals with a 10-point advantage. Always difficult coming back at the second of the back-to-back games, the home-and-home series. It's a team you've already seen, you might be familiar with, so there, you know what you're going to work on during the course of the week in your practices. And you know, Salem's certainly playing with a little bit of a chip on its shoulder, wants to protect their home court, and playing with some pride here are the Blue Devil ladies. And I'm sure Coach Craig has had some constructive criticism for his Lady Cardinals. They've scored 9 points thus far here in the second quarter. We said the second quarter would be the one to watch here in terms of what kind of a game this becomes. This is as deep a bench as I've ever seen on a high school basketball team in terms of the Bishop Guertin. We call them the Mariana's Trench of girls high school basketball. This bench is so deep. Those of you that are not aware, Mariana's Trench is the deepest body of water in the world. Did you know that, Steve? You did not know that. You learned something today. All right, Barker now gets the ball underneath, and a great pass there. And it looked like Stack was hacked. That time she is, and she's going to go to the line for a pair. And it's a great understanding of how the offense is supposed to work when the Cardinals just passing to a spot where they know their teammates will be. Stack knocks down the first. Has her 5th point of the evening. Hits the second. So 9-7 here in the second quarter if you're looking at what the point totals are so far. Guertin has 9 points, Salem has 7. And a great inlet pass there, can't get it to go. Moniz had a good look at it from a nice feed from Emerson. Guertin quickly back the other way, nice ball fake there. Controlled by McDonald, back to Murray. Murray finds Barker, and she'll fire from range and hit. Barker's first bucket of the game is a three-pointer. 34-19 now. And a great job of breaking that press. Emerson gets her shot blocked. Follows it up, will drive into the paint. Can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. No whistle, no foul. Another rebound, same team. Can't get it to go. 3 opportunities there for the Salem Blue Devils. They couldn't make it count. Back the other way comes Stack. Nice bounce pass underneath and a jump ball. Emerson reached in and tied up Caitlin Wheeler. And as a result, Salem will get possession. Have to wonder how tired this Salem team's starting to become now, as it becomes a 94-foot track meet here. And Emerson been doing a lot of running. Can't get it to go off the top of the backboard. That's out of bounds. I'm not sure why the whistle didn't blow there. So anyway, we'll continue on. That top of the backboard is out of bounds. Barker now top of the key. I could be wrong. My official friends can Twitter us at the highlight guy if we're wrong. Ball goes off the backboard. McDonald gets in there on the glass. She does it all for this team. Back around, whips it, finds Murray. Murray back to McDonald, back to Murray. Murray will fire from distance. Boxed out there, but the 5-3 Barker keeps things alive, and a 3-point opportunity there. And I'll tell you who made that play. Maisie Barker, the 5'3 sophomore guard, went in amongst 3 Salem Blue Devils, came away with that rebound, and found Stack. Murray will get a break. Looks like Daly checks back in. And 3 points the old-fashioned way for Stack. 36-19, 1:28 to go here. Oh, and a trip, no call. They got their feet entangled. And that ball thrown just a little bit out of McDonald's reach. Salem gets possession. Finds Dominguez. She gets it up the floor to Emerson. Emerson kicks it back to Dominguez. She'll pop in the key, can't get it to go. Offensive board by Wall. Hingy thought about it from range, finds Dominguez, loses control. Back the other way come the Cardinals. Barker's on the run, has a chance on the layup, can't get it to go. Good use of the pivot foot there as Moniz found Hinchy. Hinchy gets it back to Dominguez. Dominguez goes back door, finds Emerson for the make. And a solid look there. 37-21 now. Cardinals working around the perimeter. Don't know if they're going for the last shot or not. That ball has not hit the floor except for that bounce pass. Nice backdoor cut, and that's how you diagram it on the whiteboard is Wheeler, the beneficiary of a nice pass from Stack. Very quickly now, things going from bad to worse for the Blue Devils. There's 25.7 seconds left. They are down 39-21. That would have been an important time to keep possession of the basketball. Barker now whips it around. Found Daly, back to Barker. And it appears that they're gonna maybe hold it. Let's see if they go baseline again. Nope. Guess who? Caitlin Wheeler, who does a lot of her damage on the inside, says, you know what? I'm gonna step back here and make another one. At the buzzer. No shot, the basket will not count. So at the half, your score, Bishop Guertin 42, Salem 21. So a 21-point lead for the Cardinals. Doesn't quite feel that way. The Blue Devils had some spurts there throughout the first half, and if we look at that second quarter scoring again, BG had 20 points, 22 points in that second quarter. So a productive second quarter offensively for the Cardinals, while the home team came away with 9 points. Your score at the half here, both of these teams, by the way, looking a little bit heavy-legged, a little bit tired. And that should play in the favor of Bishop Guertin as that bench is extremely deep. Coach Craig can go all the way through that bench. There are some players on that team that haven't even seen the floor yet that would start for a lot of teams. So we'll see how things play out here as we head to the third quarter. Your score at the end of the first half of play, Bishop Guertin 42, Salem 21. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back with the second half action. Second half action here from the gymnasium at Salem High School. Had a great conversation with Ariana Lakos' father. Want to make the name correction there. I've been saying Lakos, it's Lakos, and we ended up talking about Greek Easter and all kinds of foods, and I got myself very hungry. He was talking about the lamb roast, and I want to make sure I say this right, the pasticcio. It's like a Greek lasagna. I don't know about you, Steve, I had a quarter pounder with cheese on the way here. I don't think it quite, yeah, you had the bottle of Coke there. That's your dinner, so maybe next time we come back here to Salem, we'll get some, I don't know, some culinary delights from the Lakos family. Mouth-watering here as we set the clock back at 8 minutes. 42-21 lead for the Cardinals. They've doubled up the Salem Blue Devils. We will be having a post-game interview. We'll tell you a little bit more about that first time out of the game here, but we're going to do a post-game interview at the end of tonight's contest, hoping to get Megan Stack to come on over and answer a few questions Charlotte Sullivan did at the last game during senior night. Cardinals will get possession here to start the second half. Round finds Murray, back to Paquette, back to Murray. Two-person game. They looked at McDonald on the baseline. Couldn't get it to her. She'll flash through looking for the ball. Stack fronted there by Emerson. They couldn't get it to her. Very cognizant of that three-point violation. In goes Stack, and a great rebound there, tied up by Moniz. Hinchy and Moniz meeting Stack underneath the glass, and possession will go Salem's way, and they'll extend the full court pressure. Dominguez picked up there by Barker. She'll spin around behind the back, and Barker will have the ball go out of bounds. Possession goes to BG. Or, yeah, BG will get possession here. Sorry, my mind is still on the Greek food we were talking about with Mr. Lakos. McDonald gets it back to Paquette. Paquette will reverse the floor to Barker. Barker to Paquette. She'll fire from 2 steps beyond the three-point arc. That ball went over the head of Hinchy, and McDonald rips it away from her. Cardinals keep possession. They tried to find a streaking Stack. She couldn't control it, but guess who was there to clean it up? Olivia Murray. First bucket of the second half, and a long ball and a great long arm defensive play there by McDonald. Emerson comes away with it. The spin move, ball deflected. Barker comes away with it. 2-on-1. McDonald now will go up and in for the lay-in. We're very accustomed to seeing McDonald scoring a majority of her points on that fast break. Hinchy now will dribble, trying to get away from Paquette. A little forearm shiver gets Paquette to back off. No call as Hinchy dribbles into the paint, loses control of it. Help there by Stack. Emerson now looking for the pick from Dominguez. She'll get it to the left side, crossover baseline. Gets it back to Dominguez. She'll fire and knock it down for her first bucket of the game. 46-23, still a 23-point lead now as that just grew. Paquette knocks down her third three-pointer of the game. She's got 9 points, all of them via the three-point shot. And a great inlet pass there to Moniz, and she gets fouled. Not sure if they're going to call on the floor or in the act. They're going to say it's a possession foul, so Emerson will take the ball out underneath the hoop. We'll see what Coach Ricky Oliver has called in as Barker was having a little conference with Coach Crake on the side. Emerson needs help, gets it in. Unfortunate there as Lakos comes away with it, goes behind the back, and she's going to get called for the travel, and Ariana knew it. She dragged that pivot foot. Coach Oliver looking for a foul there. He won't get the one he wants, but there will be one called down on this end as Stack gets fouled by Hinchy, or rather, thought it was Stack, it was Murray. Murray will go to the line for 2. Coach Oliver trying to make his point there that yes, her arms are up defensively. Murray can't get the first one to go, but she's throwing her hips into it and knocking the Salem player out of bounds. We'll see if the officials keep a close eye on that the next possession. Front rims that one. And a great rebound there by Stack, finding Murray underneath. Doing the dirty work again is Megan Stack. That ball goes off. They're going to say it hit the line, and as a result, from that pressure from McDonald, BG will get possession, and Coach Oliver will take a third timeout before this one gets too far out of hand. As we mentioned earlier, we're hopefully going to be able to talk with Megan Stack at the conclusion of the game, and we're going to do that in as many games as we can. The post-game player spotlight is sponsored by Dynamic Sports Testing. So if you want to play college sports, you need to get tested. The next athlete testing day is April 11th. If you go to dynamicsportstesting.com, you can get more details. But if you have a son or a daughter who's interested in playing in the next level, they will test you in the 40-yard dash, the 20-yard dash, the shuttle run, the vertical jump, all kinds of different tests they'll put your youngster through and to get official results. Barker from beyond the three-point arc, side rims it, can't get it to go. Moniz went up, couldn't get it. Hinchy goes off her legs, it finds Dominguez. Dominguez has her pocket picked by Murray. McDonald comes away with it, Paquette finds Barker. So about 8 players touched that ball in a span of about 4 seconds. Paquette says, yeah, that's a good play call, coach. Watch me throw it from downtown. Back the other way comes Lakos. And she's going to get called for a carry. Checking in here is Sarah Wall, and she'll give Lakos a break. Guertin making some adjustments on their offensive set as McDonald will play the lower left baseline. Stack on the box to the right. She'll step in towards the paint. A nice dipsy-do with the left hand. Hinchy comes away but throws it up too long. Barker is the recipient of that steal. McDonald with the offensive rebound. The dribble drive there by Murray. She couldn't get it to go, but Stack is Johnny on the spot. Back to Murray. Can't get that one to go. Tired legs all around for both of these teams. Dominguez coming back the other way. She'll drive into the baseline. And there's the call that Coach Oliver was looking for. The hip placement of the Guertin defender pushing out of bounds, and he finally got his call. So it did not fall on deaf ears, Coach Oliver. Checking in now is Caitlin Wheeler. She'll give Paquette a break as Guertin matches up in their man-to-man defense. Emerson needs help on the inbound pass. She'll force it into Hinchy on the bounce pass. Goes off of the inside of her legs. Back the other way comes Stack. She loses the handle. And Emerson going to get called with the aggressive foul. Getting on the floor for it. 4:18 to play here in the third quarter. Your score, Bishop Guertin 54, Salem 23. Our next game scheduled for Monday evening. It's being moved from Tuesday to Monday. We will be at Merrimack High School for a 6 p.m. tip. Barker goes into the paint, tries to get it to go, ripped away there by the Blue Devils' Moniz. Back the other way comes Emerson, trying to cross over Murray. Little hand check, loses her dribble, needs some help. And she tried to get it into Moniz. That ball knocked away by Stack. Salem will retain possession. Emerson now, bounce pass, gets stolen there. And Emerson is tired, there's no question about that. McDonald fires from the three-point arc, and the hits just keep coming. Hinchy now, guarded closely by Wheeler. And that ball's gonna get picked. A 3-on-1 now for Guertin. And if you're Coach Oliver, a three-point play there as Stack will get an opportunity to complete the three-point play. And if you're Coach Oliver, your team is tired right now. That rotating bench for Guertin and a good timeout in my opinion, and hands on hips. The Salem team is just running out of gas. 59-23, 3:30, or excuse me, 3:30 to play here in the third quarter. As we mentioned in the pregame, Scott and Singa very generous in giving us a tour of the facilities. Not this year, but last year we came for a Nashua North, a Salem basketball game, and a couple of years ago, actually, I believe it was, and had an opportunity to see this facility, a brand new facility, and it is absolutely stunning. And the pride in their athletic facilities is, this facility is second to none. And you have to hand it to Coach Nsinga. He's done a nice job of getting things up and running here as the athletic director for the Blue Devils. Gracious enough to let us come and do the live stream from Salem High School. So say hello to all of our Guertin fans that are watching back home on a cold Friday evening. Once again, that Merrimack game in Merrimack, Monday evening, 6 o'clock tip. At least that's what we have been told thus far. I'm sure any changes, Coach Craik will get those out to the families and players, but as of now, Monday 6 at Merrimack. Stack now with a chance to complete the three-point play. Can't get it to go in and out. A good battle there. Hinchy comes away with the rebound. Back the other way comes Salem, and that ball just went off the hands of Emerson. Back the other way comes Stack. She'll bring the ball down the floor. Finds Barker, who'll fire from long range distance. Can't get it to go. Wheeler on the rebound. Finds Murray looking for a streaking Barker through the paint. Couldn't get it to her. But Stack now, playing floor general at the top of the key, will give way to Barker. And Barker will run the show now. Finds Murray. They'll try to get it around. Good steal there by Dominguez. She does not have the numbers. She'll find Emerson in the corner. Emerson trying to make something happen against McDonald. And McDonald going to get called for the foul there. Have to feel like if you are Sydney Emerson, you're going to draw one of the better defenders every night you're on the floor. And none better than McDonald. So you play well here tonight, you're going to have a pretty good season. A little too much mustard on that hot dog as Emerson fires it off the backboard. And a trio of Cardinals will check in here as Paquette, Daly, and Smith will check in. Can't get the second one to go. Back the other way come the Cardinals. A three-point attempt there. An inadvertent whistle as Salem was on the run. So Olsen will bring things up the floor for the Blue Devils. Crossover dribble there. Guarded closely by Paquette. They try to double team her. Intercepted and the elbow. A nice pass and finish from Daly to Smith. Smith has 9 now. Emerson will fire from long range. Hits nothing but the backboard. Rebound there. Comes back the other way. And a good play by Hinchy. And Charlotte Hinchy. Ooh. And no whistle. And it looks like Paquette may have hit the back of her head. She says she's okay. That might be something Coach Craik wants to take a look at. She fell backwards and hit the back of her head. She's still kind of feeling her head. And I might take a look at that one, but Paquette's a tough kid. She's not going to take herself out of the game, but anytime there's a head injury involved, you want to err on the side of caution. We'll keep an eye on it. A nice bounce pass there from Paquette to Stack, so no ill effects there on the entry pass. Emerson now picked up at the elbow. That shot deflected by Stack as she was met by the Guertin double team at the elbow extended. Between the legs goes Paquette, and a nice move there. Back to Paquette, they'll whip it around, and they'll find Daly. Daly back to Paquette. Dribble drive, kick out to Murray. She's not shy. She'll fire from the outside. Hits a three-pointer. 66-23 now in favor of the Cardinals. Olsen dribbles between three Cardinals, loses her dribble, tries to find Hinchy on the baseline. She does, and Wall was underneath. Hinchy found her, but she was falling away from the basket. So a difficult make for Wall, but in the process, Moniz got fouled, so she'll go to the line. .21 points here in the third quarter so far for the Cardinals, as Bowen will check back in and give Stack a rest. And that's the one thing about this BG team, is they can keep their kids relatively fresh and stay relatively consistent through all four quarters from a scoring standpoint. Olsen, like Curly Neal, the Globetrotters, going around the paint. They're going to call, it looks like Murray got called for on the arm. Emerson to inbound. She needs some help. Gets it to Olsen. Olsen to the right side. She'll fire one up and doesn't hit anything. It's back the other way comes Guertin. That one saved there by... It was a nice effort by Wheeler to get it to Smith, but Smith got tied up, and as a result, Salem gets possession. Ball goes the other way. And going up for a shot there. So more free throw attempts coming for Moniz. She missed the first two. And we'll see if she can get these to go. Around the rim, no good there. Murray will check back in for Daly for the Cardinals. Have some score updates for you as Moniz knocks down the second. Back the other way come the Cardinals. 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll see if the Cards hold for the last shot. Is trying to go baseline into Smith. Ball's on the floor. 4 seconds to go. Back the other way comes Olsen. She'll fire it up. Can't get it to go off the backboard, but a good attempt. We'll head into the fourth quarter here from the campus of Salem High School with your score. Bishop Guertin 66, Salem High School 24. We have some scores here at Nashua North. In the third quarter, Merrimack has 28 and the Nashua North has 21. So a 7-point advantage for the Tomahawks in the third quarter over at Nashua North. At the end of three, it was Merrimack 32, North 23. And now, according to Pete Johnson's text, it's North 56, Merrimack 32. So I don't know if that was a misprint, but if it isn't, the North boys just went on a 33-0 run. Not sure that is the case, but 56-32 North at the end of the third in Merrimack. As we mentioned, this Bishop Guertin team will head to Merrimack to play the Tomahawks on Monday, a game moved from Tuesday to Monday night. And as we look on the floor here and you look at this Salem High School team, these young ladies are playing this Cardinal team, and they are tired, feeling the effects of having to run 2 consecutive games against one of the premier programs in all of New England. And it'll take its toll on your legs. It's a nice job there by Charlotte Hinchy, jumping into that passing lane, knocking it out of bounds. Hinchy, the 6-foot forward, have to like what you're seeing out of her. Great things ahead for that young lady. Nice pass underneath there. And that shot bothered. It was Smith who tried to get it to go. She gets her own offensive rebound. Paquette will step back, fire around to Murray. Murray finds Bowen. Bowen goes up and into the paint with a strong move. Can't get it to go. Ball rolls around on the floor. Possession to Salem. Dominguez will give Emerson a rest. Ball inbounded, and up the floor come the Blue Devils and their point guard, Jennifer Olson. And that ball goes off of a Guertin leg, so Olson and the Blue Devils will keep possession as 5 new Cardinals will check into the game. So we have Madeline Maloney, and of course senior Charlotte Sullivan. Dara Ocheng is in the game. Back in the game, Hannah Lynch. And Erin Morris getting in there. 3-point attempt for the Cardinals. Cleaning up the glass was Lako. She couldn't get it to go. Rebound comes the other way. Maloney now loses the dribble, looks for some help, finds Ocheng. Foul line extended, front rim. Back the other way comes Wall, gets it to Dominguez. Dominguez goes around the defender and knocks home the layup. Nice make there by Dominguez. 5:53 to play here in the fourth quarter. 66-26 Cardinals. BG now methodically will work it around. They'll try to skip past it. Hinchy stepped into the passing lane. She read that one. There's a lot of zip on it though, so it went through her hands, and a 3-point attempt there finds nothing but Hinchy's hands, so back the other way she comes. An open shot for Maloney, and couldn't get it to go, but unfortunately that ball will go off of Hinchy's legs, and BG will get possession. Moniz will take a seat as Wall checks back in for her, or rather Pazanisi checks back in for her. Bounce pass to Ocheng, fires out to Sullivan, front iron on the 3-pointer. Ball on the ground in a scrum, and Cardinals and Blue Devils strewn about the floor, and good sportsmanship there as one number 10 helps out the other as Maloney helped up Pazanisi. 4:44 to go and counting here. Dominguez brings it up slowly, methodically, looking for a pick, hands it off to Pazanesi. She'll bounce past it in the middle there to Lako. She'll do the one runner, can't get it to go. Back the other way now. And it looks like we're going to get a double dribble call here on Madeline Maloney. Once again, I want to remind you to stick around after the game. We're going to get Megan Stack over here for a post-game interview. And Dominguez is going to get called for the travel. Now, Steve, Stack is a she's a 6-footer. I'm going to stand on the first bleacher so that at least I can give the appearance that I'm over 6 feet. Dominguez comes back the other way. Crossover dribble. Pestered there. Good defense by Lynch. Good denial defense. A nice feed into the paint. Getting knocked to the floor. There's Pazanisi. So good hustle by the Blue Devils. And Karina's going to go to the line for a pair. Side irons the first. Pretty shot on the second. So 1 of 2 for Pazanisi. Sullivan gets the ball back to Maloney. She'll bring the ball up. Gets it back to Sullivan. The senior finds And they kick it around, a three-person game to Sullivan in the corner. Can't get the three-pointer to go. Hinchy with the rebound. That ball almost stolen by Sullivan. Quick hands there as she knocked it out of bounds. Dominguez now going to be picked up just over half court by Lynch. She'll dribble with the right, stutter step. Finds Pazanisi. Lakos kicks it around, finds Wall, but they lose it. Back the other way comes Maloney, pretty behind the back move. Finds a streaking Sullivan, she'll go into the paint. Can't get it to go, rebound, back the other way comes the Blue Devils. Dominguez now, and they're gonna say on the floor, I'm gonna say Lynch fouled Dominguez. So they are in the bonus, so we'll go 1-1 here for Dominguez. Can't get it to go, but on the spot for the rebound, and the putback is Hinchy. Back the other way comes Maloney. Maloney finds Ocheng. Ocheng dribbles baseline. And a nice look there to Sullivan, who gets hacked in the act. So Charlotte Sullivan, the senior, will go to the line for a pair of free throws. A nice pass there by Dara Ocheng. Sullivan will get a pair. Front irons the first. She'll make the adjustments. Can't get that one to go. Hinchy has good position on the rebound. Back the other way comes Dominguez and the Blue Devils. Fired from the outside, a three-pointer there for Sarah Wall. Her first points of the evening. 66-32 now. 1:45 to go here in the game. Maloney. Nice skip pass from Lynch to Sullivan. Sullivan finds Ocheng, who goes up strong with the right, but can't get it to go. And six hands intermingle there for Guertin. They come away with it. And the call is going to be, looked like Hinchy got pushed, I think. I don't know, it was a scrum, tough to tell. A timeout here as both teams will settle things down for the final 1:18 as Guertin nursing a 66-32 lead here in regulation. So with the conclusion of this one, Guertin will go to 10-0 on the season, and Salem will fall to 0-7. And if you're Coach Crake, you have to like what you're seeing from your substitutes from the standpoint of you can keep the pedal to the metal, press down on that gas for the entire 32 minutes of regulation, and then if it ever goes that far. And that height will be needed when they eventually, at some point, will face Bedford again, whether it will be a makeup game or sometime during the state tournament. One would think that the height of the Cardinals could be a factor as Hinchy banks in the first. Can't get the second one to go. Guertin comes back the other way. Maloney now on the dribble. Tries to get it into Sullivan. Ball deflected there by Dominguez, so Guertin will keep possession. Maloney finds Lynch. Lynch gets it back to Sullivan. Skip pass back to Maloney. Ran all the way around the perimeter. Back to Sullivan. Again, she'll find Maloney. Maloney will dribble. Nice inlet pass there from Ocheng. Ocheng fed Lynch, couldn't get it to go, but Ocheng with the offensive board. Sullivan from downtown. Can't get it. Back the other way comes Lakos. Lakos alternating her dribble. Finds Dominguez, will fire from the three. From the corner, can't find the net. Back the other way comes the Cardinals. Maloney will get it over to Sullivan. Sullivan skips it to Lynch. Lynch now gets things set back up to Maloney. 13 seconds, so Chang at the elbow finds, and a nice pass there to Sullivan in the paint as she gets it to go. At the buzzer, Lake Coast misses the three-pointer, so your score at the end of it is the Bishop Guertin Cardinals 68 and the Salem Blue Devils 33. And we're going to be interviewing Megan Stack here, and that's great hustle there. Stack's already here, and I'm not even prepared for this yet, Steve. My goodness. Aren't you tired yet? We're going to go down here a little bit, Megan.
All right.
They give us a pretty big cord here. All right. All right, Megan. Well, congratulations. Thanks for taking some time out of your post game here. Congratulations on a great win, and you guys moved to 10-0 on the season. A great effort by your entire team. We talked a little bit earlier, Megan, about people's roles on the team and how important it is for people to have a role and not necessarily be a superstar, but to be a superstar within your role. What do you view your role as with this team?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, I haven't, since the year's been so crazy, I honestly haven't thought about it. I'm trying to be a leader on the team because as a freshman last year, like, you know, you come into a new program and again, you know, the seniors and freshmen, that was basically the team. Mm-hmm. So this year I'm coming back, I'm trying to like learn from what the seniors did last year and different, cultural and basketball wise from what they did. So, I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to adapt to is maybe not this year since I'm obviously only a sophomore, but next year to kind of take on the role as a team. And it doesn't all have to be scoring on the basketball, but kind of help like unite the team, because I think personally we play best when we're all like having fun and we're working together. Because, when we play selfishly, as you can see, sometimes it doesn't end well for us. But, like I said, like I don't know. I think my role is trying to make sure that everybody else has a role.
Sure.
I think that's like the best way to put it.
It sounds to me like you're willing to do whatever it takes to kind of keep the team going. If it's rebounding on a night, you'll be the rebounder.
Yeah.
If it's battling for position under the glass, you're going to do that. If it's making the outside shot, you're going to do that. If it's cleaning up and getting the putbacks, you're going to do that. It sounds like you have a pretty good feel for what's going on out there. Speaking of which, you always seem to know where the rebounds are going to go. It always seems like Megan is in the right position. Wherever the rebound comes, you always seem to be there. Johnny on the spot, as we like to say. Is that a matter of intuition, or is that something that comes from knowing and playing a lot of basketball, knowing the trajectory of the ball and where it's going to tend to go? You always, what is it? Is it luck? Is it intuition? Is it just knowing where the ball is going to go?
I don't know. I think a lot of it is because when you're around the game for so long and you grow up playing it, you learn obviously the fundamentals of it, and then I think when you're at this age, I'm 16, but when you're at this age, you've been playing for so long that you realize like the fundamentals really do matter. So you find your girl, you box her out, and then the ball doesn't have to come to you every time, but you go find the ball, and you kind of have to have the mindset. It's kind of a cliche that every coach will tell you, but like the rebound has to be yours, like board man gets paid kind of thing. So I think, obviously I'm always guarding the post, so it helps to be there anyway, but to just have the mindset is that, if I get the ball, that's going to help my team, because then I can outlet it to point guard, then we can set the break up, and then, I need to get the rebound myself, because that's, again, one of my roles.
So if I said to you, all right, Megan, offense or defense, what is your forte? Which do you prefer? If someone said to you, you can't beat both, you have to either choose great defense or great offense, what's Megan Stack picking?
I don't know. I think the BG motto is defense. So again, there's like, for me personally, there's nothing better than getting like a really good block on defense, like a really good stop, because you know that you did your job, right. And then you just get that. I think the best teams have really good defense, because again, Brad always says at every single halftime, like we can outscore every single team we play, but we need to be able to, not let them score on us and be able to play defense. I don't know. I mean, I love offense. Like, I love having a fun offense, like getting on the post, like making a good move, finishing, getting an and one. But I think at the end of the day, defense, just because of defenses, you can play as a team and you can talk, and the feel of the game is just like there's such like a big energy whenever you're playing really good defense.
Sure. Hate to look ahead because certainly there's still more scheduled to be played. You got Merrimack and Pinkerton next week, and those are not gimmies. But biggest rivalry for you thus far, young in the program, you mentioned a sophomore, but at this point in your BG career, who's the team that you think you have to be wary of as you move forward here?
Bedford.
Yeah, no
doubt.
Right? Yeah, that's an easy one. And again, we look forward to seeing you play them again. We called that first one here on the highlight guy, and you had a couple of 21-point deficits that you came back from. That was an amazing game. All right, Megan, we call this 4 quarters. We ask you 4 questions. Now we're in overtime. So the overtime question is a question that we come up with that has nothing to do with basketball. All right, Megan Stack, you ready for this one? What is one special talent that people would be surprised to know that you have?
This is so random, but I can actually sing.
Amen to that. We're going to do a duet here at some point before the end of the year. She's a singer, Steve. Oh, man, we're going to have to keep this live stream going for another hour. So what kind of songs are we singing, Megan?
Well, I was in musicals all of middle school and all of elementary school, so I was in chorus. I did it all. I just
awesome.
Singing, yeah.
Awesome stuff. So Megan Stack, superstar. Basketball court, actress, she does it all. She's got one-person show here. The Admiral, David Robinson. There you go. All right, we want to thank you again, Megan, for taking some time out. Congratulations, 10-0, and we'll see you at Merrimack on Monday.
Yep.
Nice job. Nice
Thank
work.
you.
Bishop Guertin goes to 10-0 on the season, led by Megan Stack, and we'll see her next Monday at Merrimack. Thanks for watching, everybody.